In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill.
So anyway, we got one more puzzle before we're out of here. He committed an evil crime. He turned a happy home into a pile of ash. For that, he should die. They also committed crimes. They tried to fraud and trick others. So the reward, too, is natural. Even he cannot be forgiven, my friend without his left hand. And so his death bothers me not. And what of him? He is also not sinless. There is only one here who is innocent. The missing child was nowhere to be found, and so there was no proof of his guilt. His death was a tragedy. Sorry. That is all I wish to say. It was neither justice nor retribution. So here we're presented with 6 nooses. You're basically given a choice to pull one of them, but since we haven't gone to the first part of the puzzle, we'll leave that for now. Because I did skip a door. I think that leads out, which doesn't really lead anywhere now since I don't have the key yet. But anyway, that little note was basically telling you the 6 crimes of the people in this room. Okay, this man was hung for the crime of bodily injury, and justice and revenge have been served. So basically, each of these guys committed a different crime, kidnapping, or girls, I don't know, swindling, counterfeiting. I need to get a very specific spot here. Just read the plate. Okay. Arson. All right. Thievery, justice. Okay. So 6 people hanging, and in that note, it mentioned 6 crimes, but although one of them it determined was not guilty. So I think if we look back in our memo here. Okay, here we go. I think that was stored there. Geez, this is from way back. Is this blood? Okay, I guess we'll just go back and read it. No biggie anyway. Alright, so basically you pull one of those nooses. You basically pull the one that has the crime that was unjust, that has the person that was unjustly killed. He was innocent, basically. Okay, if arson's guilty. Okay, that was kidnapping. Now I just have to remember which one was the kidnapper. Kidnapper's not guilty because there's no proof. It's possibly one of the most morbid puzzles you could even come up with. Okay, like serving justice. I don't know. Kidnapping. All right, it's that one. Basically, if you don't pull the right noose, I think the game spawns a few monsters. Although I've never seen it firsthand. I mean, I've always gotten it right. It's not really a particularly tough puzzle, but... And there we go, just like that. It seems like nothing happened, but, yeah, who knows? We'll check out the last room. Maybe something changed. Alright, so clearly some kind of note here. Okay, key, and paper was covering the corpse faces lying here. Alright, so how creepy is that? Body just disappears and we got a key, so let's get the fuck out of here. Alright, yeah, handcuff, right? You can't turn the handle unless you first remove the handcuffs, of course. Now let me just reload that, jeez, and use the key. Where is it? Oh. Alright. And here we go. Back down. Down we go. I think this leads to some sort of crypt. Although, I'm not sure if you get there immediately. Now we seem to have more raindrops coming down. That's locked, and this seems to be the only way to go. Although, I have a feeling that we're going back to that locked door. I sort of forget.
Maria? Maria? Maria, no! What happened to you? Why? Why?
And just like that, Maria is gone once more. There's nothing else for me in this room. If you press X again, he'll say something like, something sort of sympathetic for her, for Maria. But I forget exactly what it is. Basically, if you do that, it's kind of sort of a significant factor in deciding your ending for the game. And I'm trying to go for the best ending, but I'm not sure if I'll actually accomplish that. Hopefully I will. First aid kit, because I remember the first time I played through this, I did not. I got one of the most depressing endings. But I'll tell you guys about that later. Anyway, a bunch of tombstones, underground crypt. There's, if I remember, there's an ampule down here. I believe there's also a saving square. Yeah, that's what I call them. The game doesn't really tell you if it's like an envelope. Yeah, there it is, or what it was, but whatever. Saving square, easy enough. All right. Catacomb. Pleasant. So now, I know where to go, but James Sunderland. That's creepy, right? My own grave. Angela Orozco. That's the girl we met in the piston room. Eddie Dombrowski, of course. And that appears to be it. I don't really... Okay, Walter Sullivan. I guess the other tombs are just other characters. If you don't remember, Walter Sullivan was the guy that murdered, I think, those two children, and was sort of paranoid about Pyramid Head. Which, I can't blame the guy. Who wouldn't be? Alright, if I remember, long-ass hallway here. And we're starting to get some fog, so... Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there's a boss coming up. And the bloods are getting... The bloods are getting... the walls are getting bloody. If I can say that right. Jesus Christ. Okay, I forget what I want to use here. Hunting rifle? Probably not. Great knife? Definitely not. That would be funny, though. Alright, let's just use that for now. I guess I'll go with this. Wait, did I just... I think I unequipped that. Okay, here we go. Anyway, probably one of my least favorite boss fights right here. Oh god, I hate it.
Eddie? What are you doing? What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
Eddie, have you gone nuts?
I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James.
Well, as you saw there, besides the awful audio syncing, I mean, it's extremely obvious with that gunshot. But now we're fighting Eddie, and as you can see, he's completely gone fucking nuts. Anyway, pretty tough boss fight, because his gunshots are really hard to avoid, and they do a lot of damage. Anyway, I gotta heal up. Okay, I'm not sure if that killed me. I hope it didn't. Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, but yeah, after a few hits, he'll just move on, and that's not the end of the boss fight, as you might have guessed. That's just the first stage. Although the next stage really isn't as bad. I mean, you're not as in, like, close quarters. But yeah. Anyway, let's reload. Where are my shotgun shells? Yeah, I got 100 of them. I'm in really good shape, aren't I? Hundreds of boxes of ammo. I remember when I first played, when I first thought of Silent Hill, without having played it, I never would have dreamed I would have had this much ammo. But there you go. Survival horror for you.
Do you know what it does to you, James? When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew its own guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
I kind of enjoy this fight. It's just humorous to me how you've got the pieces of meat hanging around with shorts on them, if you didn't notice. So it's like the game's sort of mocking the player, almost. Okay, I just appeared in that corner, and you are gonna be annoying. And you are probably gonna kill me too, yes. Basically at this point, he's gonna mostly, his main attack is just punching. He'll try to get near you and punch you, and it really doesn't do much damage. I mean, you just mainly gotta worry about the gunshots, which, if you get a decent distance away, he won't hesitate. But that's Eddie.
Eddie? Eddie?
I killed a human being. A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
So at this point, the game's making it blatantly obvious that James is clearly hesitant about his supposed memories of Mary. But regardless, we should be back outside. Yep, here we go. And there's nothing over here. Although, there's some stuff out here. Basically a dock. There's really only one way to go here. So I'll just save and head out. Let's see. So not too bad of a boss fight if you just watch your health and don't neglect it. And use the shotgun. I've seen guys who are really good at dodging his shots use the plank on him, which I find hilarious. Just planking him like a kid in school. Or old school. Thank God they don't do that anymore. One thing, let's see. I think there was... Yeah, that's right. At this point, the letter that had the writing on it is completely blank. There's just nothing, nothing written on the stationery. So that's odd, to say the least. But yeah, here we go, boat ride. And here is probably one of the most glaring issues of this HD collection that people just have gone on and on about. Like, they just can't stand it. And to be honest, I don't really approve of it either, really. But I don't think I hate it to the point where these other people just outright will not play the game because of it. I mean, I think that's going a little far. This is still a classic, regardless of how the water looks. I mean, this is a 3-segment. This is like a 3-minute segment, people. So, it's really not that bad. Anyway, boat segment. Basically, to start off, I want to turn myself towards the light that we saw from the dock. Yep, there we go. And let's start heading out. The game actually sort of... like, how fast you clear this section is like a big determining factor of how well your ranking is. How high your ranking is at the end of the game. Which is kind of strange. It seems like an arbitrary choice, but, because, like, the boat segment, it's just, there's nothing to it. You just go into the hotel, and there's no enemies, there's no symbolism, unless you want to really dig deep. And there's just nothing. It's just hitting forward on your analog stick. Just head towards the light. There's not much else. I mean, really the water, like in the original game, was the same. The texture was the same. The animations were on the same. But the water was much more like heavily covered in fog, so it wasn't nearly as bad. They just took away the fog in the HD collection for whatever reason. I think they went a little. They took the term clarity a little too close to heart, taking out the fog, and even the fog that's here, it just doesn't look that great. I can easily spot the different sections of it and the animations, and I don't know. I'm actually curious if those blocky fog animations are in the original game, because I mean I hope to play the original sometime, but I don't know. Anyway, the hotel is the last segment of the game, pretty much. There's that's really it. We're so close to the end here, but yeah. You can even see the water just ending there, just like the game world just like stopping, and the game just like cops out. Like, I don't really give a shit anymore. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years. Well, nothing to do on the dock. Just head up, and, although I believe there's one little item to the left here that is easily missable. Right here, with annoying camera angles. Little Mermaid music box. Alright. That will be important later. I mean, like, you might think, what the fuck, a music box? But it's actually important.